You guys were doing chores in Sabal. Um, after your party first met the rather unusual Fitz in the jar of hanging vines, if I got that all right. Uh, Made friends with her, and she's now following, apparently heading out with you. And discovered that you unfortunately have to go back to Nangalore to retrieve something that the Medusa has in order to get the spell, that long-lasting flight spell cast on you, so you can make your way over to Omu. Uh, Sometime after your chores are done, you discovered that your paladin friend and his friend Iku, have both chosen to stay here in Cursabel, and that your companion Kyle has asked the people of Cursabel to watch over his daughter, um, so that he doesn't have to worry about bringing her along with him. So
And
that
Aria asked little
that
one to stay
yeah, to
stay with
stay with her. Yeah. So that's where we left off. You guys have completed your chores and are probably heading off to the dorms to get some sleep.
Yeah, run just moseying along, kind of droop down his eyes, just. And then you see the weasel around his neck kind of chitter in his ear, kind of wake him up.
Aria kind of just stumbles into the nearest dorm. Are they separated male and female, or are they all mixed together?
I believe they would be all mixed together with these two sort of creatures.
Okay. Do they have bunk beds? Or just kind of be like
You know what?
hammocks or
I think that they would have will probably be hammocks that are bunk bed type maybe in some of the chambers, but there are standard beds as you can see on that I guess you can't see that part of the map now, but on the map I can definitely see some standard bed types things.
all right. Maria's gonna collapse on the nearest one and just kind of curl up into a ball.
Gonna be a jerk and sit and tune her lute before she goes to bed.
Man, if only I had my bagpipes. Yeah, I'm just gonna find a hammock and knock out on one of those real quick.
She doesn't have any reason to play Song of Rest, so she won't. But she'll tune her weapon and then go to or not tune her. Well, it is her weapon, sort of. Tune her lute and then go to sleep.
Were you the last one, the one last week who found the set of bagpipes? Because I know that
No,
somebody picked up a
I
set
was
of
gonna
bagpipes recently.
I I didn't pick up a set, but I was going to ask the elder if he had a set for me, but he disappeared too fast for me.
Okay.
Birds don't
Uh,
have lips. Why would they have bagpipes?
yeah, I don't think that's the
You
kind of
never
instrument
know.
that they have. And she's like back in our house. No, no, it's just that I know that somebody somewhere picked up a set of bagpipes within the last week. Can't remember who that
It
was.
wasn't me.
I don't think it was me.
Was it this game or another game?
That's the problem. I'm just sitting going, what game? Which game was that in?
Too many games.
Dragonborns have lips.
They look like they have like a dragon beak when you look at pictures of them.
Have you ever seen Dragonheart?
He's
I'm
not a
kind of
dragonborn. He's a dragon.
I'm confused where the dragon came from. I didn't know we had a dragonborn.
No, I'm just wondering as a bard, like if you're an
Oh,
Aarakocra bard, would you be able to play a bagpipes or any wind instrument? Because
If
you
you're
don't
an
have lips.
Aarakocra bard, the only thing you should be playing is the accordion.
Or the drums. Or
That
like
would be
any of those
awesome. Like
shaking
a
instruments.
pirate Aarakocra bard with an
Mhm.
accordion and an
You're
I
eye
giving
just
me
patch.
gotta see
ideas.
if these.
Sorry, I keep distracting the game.
One that looks like a parrot. Yeah.
Oh, that would be awesome.
Okay, you're giving me ideas for things that some players are gonna run into at a port soon.
I was gonna
But
say, I think she just gave me an idea for my next character.
so
Giant parrot.
so you guys get into the guest rooms. There are various hammocks that are kind of like stacked up along the wall. They're kind of like stacked up the way that you'd have bunk beds, and there are several actual bunk beds also in the room. And these are basically for visitors who are people that haven't that don't live full time at the monastery but are here visiting the place. So you guys are not the only non-Aarakocra in the area. You see several other people. Um, you see, let's see. You see a human. You see a human man with the wrinkly skin and everything like that, kind of dark but not you would suspect that he's probably not a native to Chult, like not as dark as some of the people here that the what is it called? Chulties? Sorry,
I think
pronunciation
it's
issues.
Shulton.
Chulton. You see a gnome, fairly fair skinned with lighter hair. Uh, doesn't look anything like Run though. And there is another humanoid figure with kind of some strange glowing lines, I believe, down their skin.
Kind of just like lean back, on the bed.
Run will find a bottom bunk and just lay down and just kind of like he's just ready to zonk out.
I'm just gonna find the closest hammock to me, and yeah, just gonna join Ron with knocking out for the night or day, whatever time it is.
Yeah, Fitz would vault up into a top bunk, and like kind of settle in. And like I said, she's gonna like tune her instrument and like strum it a little. And then I guess she would glance at the person that's glowing and be like, "Do those go out? Because I like dark when I sleep."
Unfortunately, not. The glow is not too strong though, so it shouldn't really bother you in your sleep. Might just be like a nice little nightlight glow.
Find the bathroom. Where is the bathroom anyway? She's just like babbling to herself.
Run kind of
I'm not.
points
The
in. I
the
think
older
this was the statues.
Go off the edge.
the older human kind of like looks up and looks over at Fitz and then nods slowly. Yeah, there's a balcony right over there that has some seating if you need to sit and do your business. He kind of
Would nod.
gestures out one of the windows that's at a level that people can go through. There's actually a nice little curtain there in front of it that looks like someone other than the bird folk put that up.
So, Fitz has been all over Meeg. Does she know what the glowy person is? Like, what would you need to know what race that is?
I think I'm gonna have you roll a Narcana or History check, depending.
Neither of those is any good. We'll just do a history. I'm a lore bard. I don't know anything about history, but apparently I know what that is.
Yeah, you stare and realize, oh yeah, that's just an Earth Genasi. Just an interesting way of that they're, you know, non whatever made them partly non-human, is expressing itself.
Like you see, kind of like Avatar: The Last Airbender, like lines that kind of like go down her arms and just like chest and like what bit of it is exposed and all that. It's kind of like almost looks like rock broken open, but it's like a green jasper like material on the inside, and it just kind of like gives off a little faint glow.
It drapes herself off the edge of the bunk, like lays back, and so she's like looking at the Genasi from upside down. She's like, I haven't, I've come across one of your kind like a long time ago. Well, not a long time ago, but long enough. What are you doing here?
Kind of just travel to and from. Don't really have a place, so just wandering.
But nobody really comes here unless they have some kind of business. Or they were born here, like me.
I don't have any business here that I know of yet. Just kind of go where the wind takes me.
Fitz would just kind of laugh and say something about it being an unlucky wind. And then she'd just like curl up with her loot and go to sleep.
Maria probably wouldn't go to
Kinda
sleep
put on kind of like
immediately,
stare up
but
at
she
the-
would.
Arya?
Somebody
Jasper?
can talk now.
say like go ahead.
Oh, sorry. Rhea wouldn't go to sleep immediately. She'd kind of be staring at the three strangers in the room, but not say anything. She's just kind of moving back slowly and slowly, more closer to the wall.
Yeah, some of your
Yeah, my guy's already passed out.
yeah, Dozel and EQ and Ty and Kyle will come in as well. Kyle,
Kind of just staring up at the top bunk, like through it almost, just at the person because like they seem kind of quirky and I like them.
kinda
What the cat that was talking to you? The giant talking cat.
Yes.
She's kind of already lost interest in you and gone to sleep because she's cat.
No, just
I'd
kind of
give
like
me a squirt bottle now.
staring up at her.
Dear God. Kyle just kind of like takes an assessing look at the room for a moment, and then he kind of backs his way out.
Question: where is little one just chilling with Ty?
I imagine little one is like looking back and forth between you and Ty at the moment.
Aria kind of looks to little one and kind of. She's real. It takes her a moment. She's just really heavily debating before she kind of motions for little one to go with Ty. And kind of whispers something softly in Druidic, like, it's like, um, something, what would you say? She'd say something like, we'll be together soon, but she'll need you more.
Little one just watches you for a moment and then moves over to Ty and cuddles up with her. Just kind of putting a bit of a wing over her.
My ears just peek up at the druidic, but I don't say anything.
And
You
you'll
can,
notice
like,
that
my
there
head.
is, by the way, an axe, a small axe beak in the room. Axe beak or well, the description wouldn't help because I don't remember what I can't pronounce the name of the bird that it always reminds me of in real life. Except this is even bigger than those. So I'll
Emu
show
or
the picture.
ostrich?
No, neither of those. The one that starts with a C. The
Cassoway?
very cassoway. Yes.
Cassoway.
Yeah, axe beaks always make me
Cassowary.
think of cassoways. Yeah.
I've never even heard of that bird.
I didn't know about it existed until I started playing Far Cry. And then it's like those are the nasty birds that keep attacking you. And then I've seen actual pictures of them, and yeah, they are pretty scary looking. Apparently, I don't have a handout for axe beaks. Interesting.
I swore you did, because I swear you pulled one up when Arya turned into one
Yeah, I
last
could have
session.
sworn I did too.
Maybe the little one?
No,
Yeah.
unless did I accidentally? No, I didn't do that. The archived characters roll the dead folk. But
It's under
anyway.
companions. Okay.
Well, that didn't work.
Oh, big fluffy axe beaks. That's cute. Yeah, but this one seems to not be very threatening. Just curled up with a young woman who hasn't said anything to anybody.
The gnome begins to softly snore, and as he does, you see the weasel climb down and start checking out everyone and everything.
All right, next day. If you guys are ready.
Sure, why not?
Long rest time?
Yes, long rest.
Oh, thank God.
Yeah.
And you're all woken essentially at dawn with hearing some bells chiming. And, some of the people who've been here longer start getting up from their sleeping positions and start heading out to do chores.
First thing that comes out of Fitz's mouth when she wakes up is what's for breakfast.
Aria kind of just silently gets up, and she looks over at Ty and little one, make sure that they're all right. Her gaze is more focusing on little one than Ty.
Ty's just kind of like has her face pressed into little one, just like trying to stay asleep longer. It seems.
Aria's gone.
Who was
Then
the one
Aria's
that was speaking druidic last night?
That would be the Furbolg.
I'll just look over, like whenever I wake up in the morning, look over at her and say good morning in druidic.
She startles back, clearly not expecting that. And she kind of looks around and takes a step back, her tail coming around her waist and her shoulders hunching backwards. And she repeats in a very, very soft druidic, good morning.
Sorry, didn't mean to startle, just heard you speaking it last night, and it's not a language I hear very often.
I'll look over at Fitz. Looks like someone found a new friend.
The cat would just like shrug. She'd be like, I can't understand a word what they're saying. It just sounds like leaves or something.
Yeah, I know a few languages, but that is one I don't know.
Aria's ears kind of droop down, and she kind of steps away from little one and high, and kind of gives a bit of a shrug before leaving the room.
Run kind of stretches. Oh. Well, hello everyone. Oh, new people. Hi, I'm Runamuck.
Hey, so where are you guys headed for the day?
Back to fight someone that's been a pain in our ass.
That sounds like fun.
Steal a black orchid from what did you guys say the thing is? Gosh. Fitz just like kind of blanks out because she only like knows what you guys are doing secondhand, sort of, from what you guys were talking. You lost some party members to it?
Yeah, we lost about two guys to it, and with my current plan that I have going through my head, it's a risky gamble if we're going to lose another one or not. But I mean,
Fitz
if
would
it
just say, it
works,
sounds like exactly the reason why my parents told me to stay away from any ruins that I came across in the jungle.
yeah.
I mean,
Unfortunately,
just
my
make them.
parents weren't that smart.
If you need an extra hand, I'm not doing anything for the day.
Fitz would just smile. She's like, we always need more cannon fodder. I mean, that's why they hired me.
The gnome
You just
just
see like a
kind of
sarcastic
chuckles
smile
to himself.
at the edge of her lips.
At this point, Kyle, the one-eyed blonde human-looking guy with the weird star-shaped mark on his forehead, comes walking in with several mirrors tucked under his arm and a small looks like a component pouch clutched in his other hand.
Are we gonna make over?
No, I was given these by the by the leader here, by Ashara. She said they might come
Or
in handy going back to Nangalore.
yeah, I'm
Uh,
glad she remembered my request. How big are these mirrors?
Let's see. So there's probably like several sizes here. So there's like one that would be the kind of mirror that you'd find like over a dresser, like one of those, not a huge mirror, but one that it's big and round, and you'd probably have in your dresser. Another one is a decent sized hand mirror that you could like hold at a distance and see your entire face. And there's probably at least one that's somewhere in between those two sizes. So I'm thinking three
So,
mirrors of varying sizes.
so is there one that's like big enough, but not too big that might be able to fashion to like my forearm,
That'd probably be the
maybe?
medium, the medium one.
Okay, I'm gonna grab that and I'm gonna use my rope and tie it to my forearm.
All right.
Well, first I'm gonna ask Kyle if I can have that medium-sized one, so I
He
don't just
nods
take
and
it from
actually
him.
offers you the entire pile. If I recall right, these were meant for you, and at any rate. And then he goes over to Arya and offers out the bag of spell components. I don't know if
Aria
you'll be able to
takes
make use of this. I don't know what sort of georetic arts you might have studied or how adept you are at them, but there's enough diamond dust in here to potentially remove someone's stone curse. Two, in
Aria
fact.
looks at. Aria kind of thinks back, like, I don't think I have on that level yet.
Yes, well, you should hang on to it in case at some point you figure it out or feel it in you.
Aria takes it from Kyle and kind of nods and tucks it away.
Alright, so I'm gonna take the little hand mirror and I'm gonna ask the rest of the group which one out of all of us might be the most stealth person out of here.
Fitz is just gonna look look everywhere but at you.
And you'll see the gnome kind of looking at you, tapping with his chin in his hand and his finger kind of tapping his cheek.
Aria's gonna actually go full invisible for like 6 seconds and appear behind Kyle, kind of peeking out, but definitely, well, considering she's still a foot taller than him, it's not really good hiding.
Fitz is gonna jump down from the top bunk with a big thump and gesture at the Genasi and be like, "Hey, boss, we got a new friend." And then she looks at the Genasi and is like, "What is your name anyway?"
Jasper.
I'm just gonna point out here to change the subjects. Fitz, I think you kind of volunteered yourself. Here, take this handheld mirror. You may be our last resort here.
Could she attempt to disappear? Let's see. Oh, bye.
That answers that question. She is the most stealthiest.
Can't give it to her if you
I
can't
was
find
going
her.
to cast. I was going to cast Pass Without a Trace, but you don't need it.
Sooner or later, you're gonna be in a confined space with us on a boat, so I'll get it to you.
Oh, she can't. Yeah, boat, water. Yeah, no hiding there.
Kyle holds
And
up
I know how
the
cats are with water.
Kyle holds up the other one that's kind of the size of a shield. Who's taking this last one?
Who here is good
Aria
with
kind
shields?
Aria kind of like looks at it as like, I have a shield, but I'm not getting close uh to her. She kind of shakes her head. It's
So I'm gonna address the
terrified of
rest.
the very idea.
I'm gonna address the rest of the party. So the big one, from what I'm seeing here, we're going to use that for our people that are further away, as since it can cover more of you, you have a better defense. The little one, as you see, I fashioned, or the medium one that I fashioned to my arm, is the one I'm going to use to get up in her face and try to reflect her image back at her. Hence why I volunteered to be cannon fodder. Now, the very tiny one, like I said, is the kind of like plan C, is for in case I get turned to stone, maybe the cat, whenever she decides to get back, can go into stealth, work her way up into there, and force her to see her own reflection.
Uh, I Aria kind of swallows and tries to speak again, like, what if it's dark?
Our best bet is not to go in there when it's dark. If we go in there when it's dark, we're going to be at a major disadvantage.
The gnome kind of chimes in. Has anyone ever tried the diplomatic route?
We were trying that last time, and that's how our first friend got turned to stone.
Aria kind of looks like I was picking flowers, and they were already fighting.
Oh
It was
yes, I remember.
me and Devlin were trying the diplomatic approach, and it wasn't going well.
Oh, I remember Devlin trying as he was. Not very good with people, is he?
Hey,
No.
I can't say much. I was raised in the wilderness.
Yep, and then old Lugnut decide that he's going to be the barbarian and try to run through it all and, well, see what happened to him. And with that little side note about Thunk, he just kind of sighs to himself.
Aria kind of taps her fingers together nervously, like, what? Maybe we don't go looking for her and just try to focus on the flower.
What exactly were you fighting, if you don't mind me asking?
A Medusa.
I just signed myself up on a death mission. Awesome.
That depends. Are you a magic user or are you a martial person?
Yes.
Okay, so you're like half and half on a death mission.
I have spells, but I turn into big beasts.
And the weasel around the no neck kind of looks up with that little comment and looks at you.
I can turn into one of those too.
And Ron kind of looks around and then looks at the weasel. Oh, you mean him?
And I'll actually just turn myself into a weasel real quick using wild shape. Just kind of like skitter around on the ground and then just pop back out of it.
And then all of a sudden you see the weasel kind of just vanish.
That I can't do. That's impressive.
Pounds, pounds.
If you're trying to
safety.
resist a urge, Fitz, please roll a wisdom saving throw.
Jeez. Wisdom saving throw.
You're
All
good.
of us? Oh god.
Figure out how
Aria's
to turn
all-
off the two rolls. I don't remember how to do that. Always roll advantage. There we go. Advantage toggle. There we go. Okay.
Babe, you can close the door if you need to. Are you talking to my fiance?
Urbis, what was your urge to do? Hello?
All right.
Hello?
Who are you talking to?
Erebus.
Well,
Because you just
I,
rolled
I,
a...
I, I just heard the roll, so I just clicked it
Oh,
real quick.
nah.
Oh, no, that was
Okay.
for Fitz
That
trying
was
not to eat
that,
the weasel.
yeah, Fitz
Okay, yeah,
posted resist the urge to
Okay.
pounce the weasel. Well, you have to roll a wisdom saving throw for that.
All I heard was I didn't hear her name. All I heard was roll, so I was like, "Yeah, I'm just
Sorry.
gonna do it to play safe." Thank God that didn't count then.
Ron
You
kinda
eat the
just-
weasel. You grab the weasel and shove it down your throat. I mean, that's what the roll
I
is
mean,
for.
I am an orc, so or half orc, so it
Hang
wouldn't
on.
be
What
like
is it? Me?
Kyle just sort
Run
of
roll.
stares with this one good eye.
Aria, who's already bored of this conversation, ends up using her wild shape to turn into an axe beak and goes over and hangs out with Little One and Ty. Because she's not going to see Little One for a long time. She does want to spend a little bit of time with him.
Run chimes
Look
in.
over.
Well, if we're gonna go do this, we better get our stuff going.
Real quick, I'm gonna ask Kyle though. So, in case this mirror thing doesn't work out, do you happen to have a backup plan? Because this is the only thing I'm banking on right now, man.
He kind of stares at you for a moment. Well, there's always the stealthy approach to lure her out from wherever she is and see if where she is where the flower is and take it if it is. Does that make sense?
Have you seen the flower?
He shakes his
Nope.
head. It's believed to be in Nangalore. That's all that's known. Because it's so rare, I imagine that someone of her ilk keeps an eye on it.
So we don't know if she has it. We just keep throwing people at her and she keeps killing people. What I've gathered.
I mean, technically, they're not dead. They're just statues.
Anyone fix that?
Not yet.
And for all intents and purposes, they are dead for right now.
He kind of looks at
Technicalities.
and GM suddenly realizes that's something I was going to go over with you before the game, but you know, things happened. Real quick, Lady Patches. The crux of Tomb of Annihilation is that there's this weird death curse that's going around. Anyone that's been revived is now dying, and nobody can be resurrected anywhere within a certain radius of Chult. And this has been going on for at least a season or two. On Ollaras, the months on Ollaras proper, the Emperor's calendar, there are 4 months. Each is a season. The calendar where you would have grown up, I forget how many months there are. At least 10. But I forgot offhand. I actually have it written down somewhere, but that doesn't matter. This is this death curse that's been spreading. It hasn't come up into any of the region where you grew up, but it is in Chult. It seems to be radiating outward from Chult. So nobody currently can be revived. Something's happening to their souls, and people that have been revived are dying.
When you bring someone back from being turned to stone, is that technically resurrecting them, or is that restoring them?
It's just restoring them.
Okay.
From what people have gathered, being turned to stone is not the same thing as dying. So their soul is still locked in the stone.
Two-day journey, right?
Yeah, that's about how long it took you to get there.
It's like a 2-day journey to get back to where this was, right?
I believe it was.
I mean, Fitz wasn't there, so she doesn't know, but like, just
It was 4 days. It was a 4-day journey.
Yeah, that's right. Because each square of walking is a day. However, on the river tiles with your canoe, or canoes rather, it's each day is 2 squares. There's 2 X's. Now you've got enough people that you can actually make it in one boat. So you actually only need to carry back one to the river.
Okay.
Kyle kind of thinks for a moment. There is another possibility. Who didn't she see fighting? Other than myself.
Aria kind of looks up.
2 new ones?
And he looks over at Jasper and Fitz. Are either of you good with talking with people?
Fitz would just like reappear, like, and she's chewing on a piece of bread that she went and got from the dining hall while you guys were talking.
Fitz, when you were at the dining hall, you would have seen that the majority, other than like a loaf of staling bread, that you took, there was mostly just porridge being served.
You think I would be the charismatic one, but I already have a charismatic character. This is the character that can do stuff.
The entire time that I've been talking to you guys, I just kind of had like this deadpan face, other than like the little sarcastic smirk I gave you earlier. So it's probably good to imagine I'm not very charismatic, like at all.
Yeah, Kyle seems to be suffering from the same thing. Not very much. He's been pretty deadpan himself.
At this point, Aria's going to actually turn back from an act speak, and she kind of shakes her head loose, and she's like,
Actually, he's fairly
and
charismatic.
she swallows and's like, I don't think I attacked her. I was healing, but and she kind of swallows and looking, and she's like, I'm not good talking.
The gnome kind of sighs and. Well, I had to attack because it was either that or be attacked myself. But I highly doubt that she saw me. And apparently, I might be the only one that can be able to talk around here.
I mean, technically, Kyle does have some of those skills, but as GM, I kind of don't want to. I mean, I can talk to myself if I need to, but I don't want him taking the lead in this because that'll take away from you guys.
Fitz is still cramming bread in her mouth, and she would be like, "Well, if we had to explain to her why we need this thing, why do we need this thing? Why are we going to Omu? I mean, I don't even know that."
To break the death curse, Aria says. She kind of fiddling with the poncho she's wearing, and she's looking to run amok. Like, no, I wouldn't know. Aria wouldn't know anything about her. So she wouldn't be able to offer any advice on how to deal with the Medusa. I, the player, have some ideas, but not Aria.
Would Fitz know anything about Mangalore? You want like a history roll for that?
Sure. Give me a history roll.
Don't know if she.
I know a little bit that I can fill you in from previous sessions that my character learned.
Hang on. Iku actually told us that it was to the Queen of Omu, wasn't it?
Yeah,
I think she did explain to us the history. So
explain to me, so I don't know anything. Well, Fitz doesn't know anything.
You want me to roll history to see if I know how, or Arcana, if I know how Medusa, came to be?
Okay. Any of you that want to think harder on the history of Nangalore, please roll me history now. I guess that's just Fitz. Anybody who wants to know some specifics about Medusa, please roll Arcana now.
I'm kind of just wanting to know, would I know how, spells and things would affect her?
As I said, Iku did actually tell the party when we were passing Nangalore, this was the temple of one of the queens of Cholt.
Yeah, but party wasn't here at that time, so you would have to tell us that. I know, but she would have to tell us that. And she doesn't seem very capable of telling us that.
No, but I'm trying to have her figure out a few things first.
Okay, so
I don't think
what 11
will figure. Well,
about about Medusa. You are aware that Medusa, for the most part, as far as you're aware, are the result of curse. Um, Usually they were super vain, and because of this vanity, someone with a significant amount of power turned them permanently into a monstrosity. This sort of curse is caused by either an extremely powerful spellcaster, a god, of course, uh, or like a demon lord, or like an archdevil or something along those lines. Something very powerful, not simply an archdevil, like very powerful devil or very powerful demon. Any of those sort of things could do this. You know that they don't have any specific vulnerabilities or invulnerabilities. Uh, that being within 30 feet of them can cause you to be turned to stone, but any any distance further than that, you're fine. You know that in spite of this being a curse, they actually don't age. So a Medusa could be very old indeed, and still just be kicking around somewhere. This often makes them rather
Ar-
unstable. But vanity is their chief, something very primal in a Medusa.
all right.
Would I know
Maria's
how
gonna kind of
spells?
be tapping her cheek, and she kind of looks around the room. Says, Miss Iku told us a little of the history of Nangalore." She kind of looks at like, how likely would it be if the queen what was that Medusa? Did everyone get that?
I think they're all waiting to see who gets to talk first.
Oh, I just had my talk. I just had Aria ask how likely, considering the history, would the Medusa be to be the queen?
I don't think I would know that.
No, she's kind of looking to more Run Amok and Erebus and Kyle than the newcomers.
Sitting back onto the bed with his legs crossed and kind of holding his chin in his hand, tapping the side of his cheek with the finger. My guess is it's quite possible. I mean, we've seen the Cholt Warrior statue, and that thing that's way up. I mean, I believe it was at least 500 years old from what I could tell of it.
If I remember
Um,
right from the knowledge that I learned while being in this land, which out of character real quick, I did learn when we were trying to fight her, that
uh huh.
statue is actually her husband, her late husband. Hence why she was mad we were in that room.
Okay.
Turned her own husband to stone.
Oh no, it's like 500 feet tall or something.
Yeah, I mean, unless she's married to some huge giant.
Aria's going to kind of be thinking, so it's like, if we talk to her, we should bring tribute. They like it's like my storybooks always try to bring tribute to dragons, but I'm sure it will work, right? And to she kind of looks like maybe act subservient so we can distract her. She kind of looks around like and kind of flinches back, having not spoken that much from that in a long time.
Hey, GM, would I know how spells affect Medusa? Like, do I know if she has any like sort of special resistance or anything?
Uh, as I think I mentioned before, Medusas don't have any resistance. They don't have any invulnerabilities either. Invulnerabilities. They don't have any vulnerabilities. None of those. Basically, just
Yeah.
they're just normal otherwise.
I say to the group, well, if she has a way of turning things to stone, then I may have a way of holding her in place for a little while.
Aria kind of looks down like, I don't want it to come to a fight first. Can't we try other ways, like sneaking or talking?
I'm just saying if need be. That's one option that we have.
In my line of business, I've always found that a favor for a favor is always a good way to do business.
Aria kind of looks to Renamux like, it's like, maybe not ask for a favor per se. She might not like that. Maybe
If we
give
do
a
a
gift
favor, if we do a favor for her, then in
like
turn, she may do a favor for us.
people. Aria kind of looks down like, people with power over you do not do favors. They only take, and they take. And she's kind of, her arms are rubbing up like with each other. She's kind of rubbing her arms, and she's trying to desperately appear much smaller than she is.
You see a look pass across Jasper's face. Like her jaw clenches.
Aria does not notice that.
The weasel kind of appears around Arya's shoulders and starts chittering in her ear.
Aria kind of swallows and reaches a hand to pet the weasel. She looks down and says, and well, she opens her mouth to say something, but nothing comes out. So she just focuses on taking a few breaths.
You do have a point there. However, we also have to look at one other thing. She is cursed. Why is she cursed? How long has she been like this? She has lost her husband in the past. We were in the memorial. Perhaps she's just bring as much.
So the way I see it, we have many options here: diplomacy, stealth, and then the fight breaks out. We got the mirrors to use against her. And then Ron's option too, possibly might be able to figure out what's going on with this curse of hers and see if we can. Guessing he's going the route of possibly breaking the curse.
You said that Aria kind of shakes her head like, if it's a curse by a being more powerful than us, I don't have any magic that could break it. Not even her stone curse.
Yeah, we all know my previous history with trying to hit people, so yeah.
Here, allow me to remind everyone I am an artifact retrieval specialist. My job is to find very powerful artifacts.
Do you have any artifacts right now that could help us?
No, but perhaps she could have us look for one And in return, we could get the flower.
So you want to make a deal with her?
Make the deal with the devil you know.
Well, if that's the case, we're gonna want to make sure I'm not around because I know she'll remember me right off the bat because I was right up in her face when the fight broke out. That might not be a good bargaining chip.
Allow me to do the
Aria,
talking.
she might want somebody as hostage. It, so you will keep your word. Aria points out.
Well, I don't have a feeling she's going to end up picking me.
Aria kind of shrugs and says, I,
I
Have I
guess
lost
before
anyone?
we head out, we're gonna have to figure out which plan we're gonna want to start with, and then figure out what's our fallback plans in order, so we know we're all on the same page.
maybe the diplomacy while we stealth. If that doesn't work, maybe lure. And if that fails, just attack, I guess.
If we wouldn't go the diplomatic approach, I can try to make somebody a little more charismatic. Maybe they would have a better chance.
At that point, the diplomatic approach, because, like I said, me and Devlin are statue buddy now. I have tried. Our best route for the diplomatic approach might be Run's idea and try to strike a bargain with her then.
Aria looks over to Erebus and says, if you are a statue, you'll be the first I'll turn back when I can.
Yeah. Hopefully it doesn't come down to that.
So the gnome jumps down from the bed and starts gathering his stuff and putting it into his bag of holding. The weasel pops back up onto his shoulders. And so, what's the plan? Are
I
we
guess the
ready?
plan is we're going to do your diplomatic approach first, try the bargaining, and then, well, see where it goes from there.
Then I suggest we better get going.
Kyle
Um,
looks
bef-
over at Erebus and says, perhaps when we get there, you should hang back and not attempt to go near her.
I will stay in the back, but if she wants collateral,
I He kind of holds
I
up a
should. I
hand
would.
and says, I don't think she should be aware that you're there at all, is what I'm trying to say.
No, I get what you're saying. But if she wants collateral, I may be the best one to use as collateral. Because I mean, she's got a grudge against me already. I won't be there physically. I'll stay
He
outside the
nods.
room.
Before they go, Aria's going to grab her things and then cast speak with um, animals to once again tell little one that she loves him. She'll be back. Be
Little
good. Take
little
care
one
of.
nuzzles
Uh,
with you. He's sad that you're going, but has promised to hang close to Ty.
and she's going over. She loves him. Be nice. Be good. Keep protect Ty. Let her and just little worries. And she again promises that she'll be back for him, and she's going to return. Kind of presses her forehead against little ones as the spell runs out, and then leaves with the group.
GM question.
Go ahead.
If I were to cast Enhance Ability on somebody, it doesn't specify, it just says at higher levels when you cast using a spell slot of 3rd level or higher, you can target one additional creature. Can I give them a different benefit? Or does it have to be the same one?
Which benefit are you going for?
Whichever one is going to apply to the situation at the time that I cast it. If we're going diplomatic, then it would be one that adds charisma. If we're going the fighting route, then probably bull strength or bear's
Based
endurance
on
to add
the
constitution.
description of that spell, I will argue that it's got to be the same effect but on multiple people.
Okay. And I can do. It only lasts an hour, so that'll be like a closer to when we get there sort of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, which is several in-game days away at the very least. All right, I'm gonna.
Yep.
So you guys
Time
leave
to go.
the monastery of Cursabal, leaving behind some of your friends, get back down to the base, and pick up only one of your 2 canoes because you don't need the other one anymore. You've even though you picked up 2 new party members, you removed 3.5. Well, 4 altogether, which was 4 slots. And each of these canoes can fit up to 6 people, which is the number you now have.
Oh, good, which means I can use my Wanderer feature instead of using a spell slot for Goodberry.
All right.
All right.
So, we're starting our day's travel.
All right.
Who's on perception roll duty?
I'll take the first. I'll take it.
I mean, I got a +8 if you need perception.
Oh, and I got a +5.
Yeah, I only got +4.
Okay.
+6.
Aria's going to be sitting probably in the back next to Kyle.
Well, you're currently walking.
Oh, well, walking? Okay, when we get down to the river.
Yeah.
That's her position in the boat.
Yeah. Everything's
Since I imagine
good.
they're the 2 heaviest.
Everything's good for that day.
Again, do you want me to roll survival for using my Wanderer feature if we get food?
Does it automatically gather enough food for 6 people, or?
Yeah. In addition, you can find food and fresh water for yourself and up to 5 other people each day, provided the land offers berries, small game, water, and so forth.
That is exactly how, with all of your equipment, with what's on this land, then yes, that's fine.
All right. During the night, when they start making camp, Aria's just kind of sighing, and she's like, all right. And she kind of whispers to herself, like, I already missed little one.
Yeah. And both Fitz and Jasper, since your characters are new, as you camp for the night, you notice that while most of your companions roll up, a tent or a bedroll or something like that, Kyle simply sits himself in front of the fire and just seems to stare into it the entire night.
Behead all.
You guys ready for the next day?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Sure. If we don't need to do watches or anything at night.
If you guys want to do it step by step, we can do watches. We can
No,
do.
and I just if we're gonna do fast travel, that's fine. I don't mind.
I don't mind fast
Makes it
traveling
easier.
between areas that we kind of already see on the map there. because that makes it easier to, especially in 2 hour sessions, to get
Yeah.
from place to place. But I'm willing to, like, anytime you guys don't want to do fast travel and want to do step by step, I am willing to do that. So next day, perception check. Who wishes to be on perception today?
I can do it.
I can do it if you want.
We got
Oh.
a +7.
Nope, too late. We already got an 8.
Right.
Jasper's looking off one way and Run's looking off the other. As you guys start floating down the river on one boat. Yeah, somewhere off in the trees, but the only thing you see, Jasper, is you do see a corpse of a humanoid, on the kind of a bit bloated now, on this side of the river, hanging from a tree.
Just kind of pointed out to everyone. Is that something you guys have seen before?
Be normal for Chelt.
You were right. I think I did pick a wonderful place to stop for the time being.
All right.
Run will sit back at the back of the boat, smoking on his pipe.
I said, Aria is sitting next to Kyle wherever he's sitting in the boat. So
Probably in the middle, trying to help
Um,
row.
yeah.
So the lightest person is sitting in back.
That there should be the 2 heaviest people in back. Then
Yeah, that's
the
what I was
2
thinking. It's like the heaviest people should be in back. The lightest people should be in front.
Actually, I think
yeah,
you would
well,
put
I
the
don't-
heavy people in the middle, like.
Or in the middle, yeah. That's why I had. That's what I was thinking. Area and Kyle are in the middle.
I mean, like, yes. I mean, like, I think I would be helping row. I don't know how good Aria would be at rowing.
All right. So next day, next perception check.
Since we're on the water and given our history, what happened last time, can I roll perception solely for the fact of watching out for any giant crocodiles?
Sure. Yeah. What one of the party members got eaten by a
Yeah.
giant croc?
I don't think we need another Satanta episode. That was heartbreaking.
Yeah,
Yes.
So
Yes, it was.
I'm said when we're on the water, I'll roll perception only for the sole thing of
Yeah. So Smug, you're Arya is looking off in one direction. Fitz is looking off in another. Fitz, you see several small crocodiles at least, like, not small, but like not the huge crocodiles that drag. Well, Fitz wouldn't know that, wouldn't know the size, but nothing so huge that it could swallow somebody whole type crocodiles. Well, maybe Run. Maybe one of them could eat Run, but you do see them.
I see nothing.
I just find it amusing. You're intentionally looking out for crocodiles. You don't see the crocodiles. Fitz does.
She's just embracing her inner Steve Irwin.
The man was a saint and insane.
I see shadows in the water and I'm jumping, but they're not crocodiles. They're just something else.
Yeah, it's like
Like
3 of them
fish
all
or-
together.
The log.
Oh, look, there's more driftwood.
Chillin', she wouldn't even bother to point him out.
Yeah, they seem to be going closer and closer to the canoe.
I mean, if they're approaching the canoe, Fitz would point him out. I mean, if they were just sunning on the bank, she wouldn't bother.
Alright, so Smug, you're looking in one direction. Fitz says, crocodiles, or something to that effect.
Yeah, like, crocodiles, a couple of them.
Aria kind of jumps and she looks over. She doesn't really jump, but she definitely kind of startles.
I mean, I guess if Fitz is using a paddle, she would smack the water to try to scare him.
Roll an intimidation check.
What check? You're cutting out. Intimidation?
Sorry, intimidation, please.
Fuck off, crocodiles. No.
I'm gonna cast speak with animals again and tell them, please don't come any closer. We're not food.
Alright, so let's see. First, I'm gonna roll to see if the intimidation works. The crocodiles halt where they are as Fitz hits the water and Arya starts speaking to them. Arya, roll persuasion.
I would advantage
Yes, yes, please.
because I got that nice little creature. Damn! No.
You're just gonna put barbecue sauce on us.
At least it's advantage. At least it's not a 1.
If a crocodile could laugh, they would be laughing at you right now, Arya. However, Fitz and her slapping the water with the canoe paddle seems to have done the trick, and they don't advance any further. But they are giving you the "this is incredibly funny" what you just said, delicious looking thing. That Arya.
Aria is definitely blushing, and and her ears are kind of down, and her tail's wrapped around her waist, and she gets the feeling that they're definitely laughing at her. And she kind of mutters to herself, like, I don't think they believe me.
I'm just sitting in the boat wondering what the heck just happened.
Yeah, pretty much just hearing Fitz hitting the water with the panel and then Arya making these weird guttural noises.
Just a typical Tuesday afternoon.
And on the final leg to Nangalore, make a roll, please.
Alright,
Want me to do it
and
again?
since
Yeah, nothing on there. Now back to Nangalore. Let's see if I actually pulled your tokens out of there last time.
Oh, wait, you seem to.
What?
actually, Aria's gonna kind of look to the party. And when we hit Nangalore, it's like, do you want me to go scout? I can move silently.
Fitz would also offer to sneak if needed. We don't have any idea where. And Fitz has never been here too, so.
Yeah. So
Hmm.
I'll
You guys have
I'll
any?
read the description in 1 second. Just make sure I have your tokens all up. Oh, that token.
If you have any, don't go here. Warnings. You might want to let her know.
Yeah, if you walk into a room with a giant statue in it, stay out of there. She doesn't like us in that room.
1 second, gotta sneeze. Okay, better now. Okay, so this is what you guys see to the people who haven't heard this description before as you're approaching. A fantastic edifice rises up out of the jungle. A hanging garden of exotic beauty. Water streams down the steps between two massive elephant carvings. Beyond them, a broad, flooded avenue runs arrow straight for more than 100 feet before ending at a carving of a Tyrannosaurus's face. Water pours from the T-Rex's jaws and flows down the length of the concourse to a drain down the steps in front of you. 5-foot-high terraces flank the boulevard. Low archways, 3 on each side, are built into the terrace walls. These archways are in various stages of collapse, as are the tunnels beyond them. Beautifully carved, larger than life stone faces are mounted between the arches. A wild profusion of plants grows on the upper terraces, and multicolored parrots and canaries flit and sing among them. To the north, a dilapidated brick dome rises above the Tyrannosaurus's head waterspout. Smaller, bell-shaped domes surmount the highest terraces to your left and right. So, guys, what would you like to do this time?
Well, um, Aria, if her offer is taken up, Aria will turn into, will use her wild shape to turn into like a lizard or something, so she can go scout
What size lizard?
a lizard or like a spider.
Because that would take a long time to traverse this area as a small creature like that.
Yes, so maybe not. So not right now. Then I'll keep it. I'll. Aria kind of points up to the log up ahead. It's like, we can climb up that way. And she starts heading up for the log.
Do you all follow?
Yes.
I mean, if she seems to know where she's going, sure.
That's
Yeah,
fine too.
fastest route's up the tree.
Although
Then
Fitz might try to be on the lowdown doing it.
Yeah, I was just trying to drag
I'm
and drop
gonna
you all at once.
I'm gonna be bringing up the rear so that hopefully I'm not the first one spotted and it doesn't start a yeah, the same madness as last time.
Yeah.
Kind of following the group back with Airbus.
Hang on. My Roll20 page just kind of stopped. Okay, there's a
I think it's because you were trying to grab your token while I was moving it.
Probably. All right. Well, now if the group still have a bunch of lag right now on my Roll20, so we're gonna go up the stump. Maria's going to point out the temple and say, "Don't go there."
That would be this area over here.
Through the trees, kind of.
Testing.
I can hear you.
Okay. So a second I thought I was hearing people getting cut off.
Okay.
I have a vape,
I would-
so you may hear that occasionally.
Okay.
Okay, so remind me again, what are we doing right now?
You guys are currently getting up on the terrace and deciding on how exactly you're going to confront the Medusa. If you're going to try to sneak around, go through the gardens, or if you're just going to go the direct approach.
And it puts her off in her husband's memorial.
The hard thing is we don't know where she's at. We don't know since we haven't really explored this place. Other than looking at the map right now, we don't know what alternative routes there are and which routes are safe.
Aria kind of thinks like, do you think it'd be a good idea to split up, maybe? Cover more ground?
truth be told, my guess is she is in the temple.
If we
For a
go to
black orchid, where
temple,
would you be?
What was that?
If you were a black orchid, where would you be?
Exactly.
Roll a nature check. Kyle just kind of frowns at the question.
I get it on the nature check.
Yeah, all of any of you that wants to determine where a black orchid might be, roll a nature check.
Alright, I'm gonna try. I have a +0.
same here.
I get 2 with a
Yeah, I
0
know
still.
I didn't get it.
Ooh. Okay, so
Hey.
Jasper, what you know about orchids? Orchids are incredibly delicate flowers. They grow in jungles, jungles, tropical marshlands, basically places with a lot of good water ratio and land and all that. From what you understand about black orchids, they are cultivation. They are basically someone had to go through and kind of design them, breed them, so that they are incredibly fussy. So it is unlikely that they are being left that there is a black orchid that is being left unattended. Uh, Most likely it would be more likely to be inside of a greenhouse than it is to be out and about, or a plant that's constantly being looked after by somebody.
I'll relay that to the group. Anybody know of a place here that sounds like that, since you have been in here before?
Aria shakes her head. And she kind of looks out to the kind of the meadows where the flowers were. And she's like, I want to go see there, but Dozo told me to go come fight.
They have to be looked after, and there's no one else here but her. I would imagine she's the one looking after it, so she's probably going to be close by it.
And we're probably not going to get it so easily.
Which one of you is the most susceptible to being turned to stone?
That would probably be me.
Okay, I'm going to
Do
cast
we know what kind of save that is?
Who did well on your Arcana check with the Medusa?
I think I got a 20 on
I
the
did.
Medusa check.
It was a
Alright.
Constitution check.
Everybody's
like
got
a
a 20 on the Arcana and so it fits in the jar.
Yeah, I'm stone. I only got a 2.
All right, so out of character, the number would be you have to succeed a DC 14 Constitution saving throw. However, that number would
So
then
I'd
be
have to roll a
interpreted by your
12.
character. That would be the way it goes. So it sounds like you need to be a little hardier than normal. Like people of average substance constitution don't fare so well compared to people who are made of sterner stuff.
Aria kind of shakes her head when she. Do y'all relay that to those who
I mean,
actually know that?
yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
I would, yeah.
I'll relay it out
Aria
there,
kind
but
of.
I'll also point out that unless I have arrows, then I have to be up close to her in order to fight her. So, with that being said, I'm most likely going to end up having to be in range of her gaze.
Yeah, Aria kind of shakes her head, like, I'm not that. I don't really have much of a strong constitution. She kind of looks at her hands.
And I'm going to cast
I mean, like,
Bear's
she is
Endurance.
really skinny and slender for a block, being only 200 pounds at 7 feet and 3 inches.
Then I'm going to cast the Enhance ability, Bear's Endurance, which gives you advantage on Constitution checks, and you also get 2d6 temporary hit points.
Right now, or do we want to do it later? Because that
Lasts
that
for an
only
hour.
lasts an hour. but it might be more than an hour until we find it, right? This is completely out of character.
You can wait on it, yeah. That's fine.
So yeah, I would
Yeah.
save that in case we get in the fight. With the different plans we have right now, we may not need that.
I'm just worried that we may come across her somewhere in here, and then that's going to suck.
Point out just from the knowledge of the last fight we had with her, and this is in character, I'm willing to bet that Orchid is either in that temple somewhere or on the other side that we did not get a chance to explore. Because if she's got a care after that flower, we didn't see her on this side at all last time we were here. We were here for quite a while. We only ran into her in that middle point.
Then she'd keep it in like her quarters or something, like wherever she
Right.
lives.
Right. So
Okay.
either, and I'm gonna guess in that temple or her quarters or somewhere on the opposite side of where we're at right now.
Aria's going to kind of remember something. It's like, oh, and if she does call a spirit to help her, might not be good to fight close range. It nearly killed Dozel. Did y'all hear that?
Yeah.
Okay, sorry.
Yep.
When there's a silence, I just fear that I've got I was disconnected.
Not to get too close because of their gaze is 30 feet. I think we learned that earlier, so
Yeah, but
not
she
getting
also,
close.
as Aria just said, she called a spirit to help her in the last fight, and it nearly killed our paladin. Well, our former paladin. So she's kind of looking to Erebuzz and Kyle when she says that.
I'm gonna look over at Kyle. This is gonna be a fun fight if this happens. And I mean that in a sarcastic way.
Yeah, I would prefer not to fight it, but I have the spells for it if need be.
If we can lure it outside, I might be able to call some lightning down to help. But I need a wide radius. You'd have to say very clear.
Yeah, I was about to say, make sure I'm not too close to her when you do that. I've had many
Can Chris
things
hear
happen in my
us?
trap. I don't know.
Chris?
Wonder if her mic died.
Oh no.
I'm here. I was just waiting to see what direction you guys were headed in.
Well,
I guess
we were
we're gonna
kind
head
of
for.
Sorry.
You're gonna head back to the middle area that you were just advising people not to go to, or are you gonna try to find your way around? What is your plan?
I mean, like, we could go down into, like, that little middle part, with the channel running through and the plants, and then maybe climb our way out on the other side.
How does
So we don't have to actually go through the temple.
how does Fitz feel about getting wet?
The idea, but if she has to not die, I mean,
I mean, if she's acrobatic enough, there's rocks there. She might be able to, like, jump across on the rocks over.
Don't worry, if you ask Aria, she'll carry you across the stream. She is 7'3".
I don't know what she hates more, being picked up or getting wet.
Cat troubles.
Nobody tosses the cat.
Cat
Here's
troubles.
That's what I was gonna say. Here's where we need the barbarian just toss the cat across the channel.
No, then the cat comes back and claws your face off.
but the cat would have to cross the stream.
Ever seen the video of the little kid trying to throw the cat in the fountain, and the cat just does this ninja move and like gets the kid in the fountain? Yeah.
Good
No.
kitty.
I don't think that would happen against a Goliath.
Well, he's currently stunned, so the point is moot.
Yes, thunk.
Fair enough.
Strength.
Yeah,
Fair
Maria didn't like him
enough.
anyway. So Maria's going to actually suggest, like, maybe go through the temple. She kind of points across the open area. It's like, we could go that way?
Which way?
I'm like, she points across, so we go over this way. Just go wee. You know, like, wee. That way. And she looks at you as she says that.
There's many routes we could take. I'm following you guys at this point because I got to stay behind, make sure I don't I'm not the first one seen. Because if I'm the first one seen, it's gonna get real bad real quick.
We pass without trace through here. Somebody said they might have that.
Yep. I can cast Pass Without a Trace. It's a racial ability, not a spell, per se.
Really, I didn't know.
Try to stealth mission it,
Awesome.
Da-dum,
or at
da-dum,
least
da-dum, ba-dum, ba-dum, ba-da-da-da,
So that racial
da-dum.
ability can be used for everyone, not just you personally.
It doesn't specify. It just said you can cast Pass Without a Trace spell once with this trait, requiring no material components. You regain the ability to cast in this way when you finish a long rest.
Sweet.
so basically they're casting the spell as a racial. Yeah, it's kind of cool.
That's really cool.
How many people does that cover?
Anyone within a 30-foot
Everybody?
radius, if it's a cast without a trace.
Okay. What's that, like a +10 to stealth?
Yep.
Boy.
Ari's going to point out the spider webs and says, maybe we can cut one of them and go down. That spider's gone. On the first spider they killed. Alright.
Thank God I have +10.
Oh, yay.
Turn
nice
on the
24.
advantage.
You got settings, and on there's the little gear icon on the right below that it says NPC and then roll queries. Pick advantage toggle, and that'll give you buttons at the top that you can hit if you have advantage or disadvantage or normal.
Not seeing it.
So you see core bio spells and then a little gear.
Oh,
Or
that thing. Okay. I thought you were
yeah.
talking about the other one.
If you click on that little gear, pretty much right under that it says NPC and then roll queries. And there's a drop down for advantage toggle. It'll probably say always roll advantage. Just change that to advantage toggle.
Okay.
And then go back to core, and then you see you got the 3 buttons at the top. If you want to roll advantage, you click advantage, click your roll. You just got to remember to change it.
Gotcha. Thank you.
Are you okay, Ren?
Yeah,
I'm gonna
I'm
go
fine.
ahead and re-roll the stealth since it was at advantage. Is it good to keep that one?
Takes the first number.
Okay, so what's the plan?
Everyone's rolling
Sing
stealth.
without a trace.
Got cast without a trace, so +10.
Basically gonna go. I guess we got to go down these little stairs or
Into the
through
water, or through the temple is basically your choices. Or you can attempt to jump over the water.
We
squares
can
10
go along
feet.
this narrow path up here and then
Jump on the T-Rex head.
There's that too.
That's an idea.
So Fitz has a -2 strength, so I don't think we're jumping 20 feet. I think it's 10 feet per strength.
If you want to attempt to jump onto the rocks, you also need to roll dexterity saving throw to see if you slip off or not.
Okay, so which path are we going to take? I think Aria would probably go try to do the crocodile head. Going up this
You
way.
mean the T-Rex head?
Yeah, the T-Rex, sorry.
That's okay. It looks like a crocodile to me too, but it's specified as a T-Rex in the book.
Are we able to get up on
Okay.
top of that?
Yeah.
Well, no, I'm following the path right here.
Go
you know?
straight through the middle.
Yeah.
Or through here.
Or I could wild shape as a lizard and climb my way across.
Yeah. So it sounds like Arya doesn't want to get wet. Is the thing.
I mean, like, if I was wet, I'd be, what, of 215 pounds? She's a small girl. Not small, but skinny. Actually, I'm going to save my wild.
What are the rest of you guys doing while she's getting over to the T-Rex head?
Gonna clamber down, I guess, through the middle here. It looks like you go across all these rocks and then under to the other side.
Yep. And getting very wet while you're doing that.
I mean, I'll try to jump on rocks if you want an acrobatics check for that.
Yeah, you'll need acrobatics check for that.
If I go ahead jump on the T-Rex head, do I do an acrobatics check?
Yes, you do.
Alright. Not athletics.
Correct.
Ooh. So, now I'm on the head. Yay. And one more to jump off?
Yes.
To the other side? Wait, don't we need to all stay within the...
Yes, you do, actually.
Yeah, but you went off on your own, and we're not going that way. So
yeah, so Fitz,
because we're not lizards.
Yeah, Fitz said she's not a lizard right now either. Fitz, you said you were heading down this way. I think Kyle is probably.
Yeah, I mean, I'm going whatever way they choose to go, but yeah.
What about the rest of you guys? Erebus, Run, Jasper.
My best bet's gonna be following. Yeah, my best bet's gonna be following those two.
So everyone else is going to be heading across the water. Meanwhile, Arya.
Right. Acrobatics again?
Yes, please.
Oof. Slip into the water?
As you guys are getting ready to cross the water, you probably hear a gasp or something along those lines before a great big splash as Arya just falls into the water, completely soaked.
Alright, so now I'm in the water. Is there a current?
Not a very strong one, no.
Alright.
Very deep.
I'm just cool.
I mean, it's something that, if Run falls into the water, maybe Run will get pushed away. But, for a Furball, you're good.
I'm gonna swim like, down since I'm wet anyway till I meet the rest of the party.
It's actually kind of shallow, so it's not really swimming. It's more of it's up to your waist.
So I'm just kind of waiting.
Yeah.
And I'm grumbling under my breath.
Yeah, but you're like head to toe
grumbling
water
in Goblin. And I'm kind of trying to wring out my hair, and I'm just grumbling in a Goblin.
So the rest of you are going to just attempt to wade out to the water, except for Run, because the water's probably going to be over your mouth, if not over your head entirely.
I mean, Fitz is trying to stay on the rocks, and she rolled a 25.
Ario can carry Run if he wants. She'll carry anyone over the water since she's already wet.
Alright, so Arya.
And with my glacial ability, I can I count as a size larger when I'm picking up anyone.
Nice.
Now just picture this: Aria's princess carrying Kyle over the water.
Kyle doesn't need help.
No. I'm just saying it's just a funny mental image.
Yeah.
So she grabs.
So if
So
you're
do
trying
we
to
want to call it? Because Run is tired.
Well, I figured I'll
Yeah.
at least get you guys over the water. So if you guys just feel like wading out into the water, that's fine. You're just all gonna get wet, and Arya is carrying Ron and keeping him dry.
Like
If you go
Yeah,
ahead.
I'm alright with wading through.
I said, I gave a acrobatics check for staying on the rocks. So
Ah, yes, now I see it.
and I got a 20.
Maria's gonna look at
So-
Erebus, Kyle, and
Fitz
and
gets over
our new folk.
there. Fitz, in order to stay dry, you're going to need, with your strength score, 2 more acrobatics checks to get fully across.
Okay, well, we're gonna get wet, but someday they'll roll. So 1.
Right. You make it, and you bounce over here. The rest of you are all going together. So, oops. Yeah, so you guys.
Would I need to re-roll? Would I need to re-roll stealth now that I'm back
And-
in the pass without a trace?
In fact, all
or
of you
no?
need to reroll strength after the water thing, except for Fitz, because Fitz didn't fall into the water or splash through water. So Fitz is I guess Fitz is rerolling stealth anyway. So Fitz is now 27 in stealth. Well, 37 actually. All
Alright, I'll go ahead and re-roll it.
right.
Ooh, that's a 19.
Kyle will need to reroll his as well.
I said I offered
I don't
to
think
carry.
Run is here to roll.
20. No, he
Well,
doesn't.
no, I
he's
lifted.
he's being carried by Arya, so technically his stealth is currently Arya's stealth. So as long
Yay,
as she's still
19.
carrying him.
Alright.
All right. And we will pick this up again next week.
Yay.
Yay. I
Good.
can't wait.
Yeah, next week when you confront the Medusa.
I
Possibly.
was fully expecting to be a statue tonight. Guess I get to wait one more week.
Guys.
Well, we took forever to strategize. So.
Yeah.
But that's part of the game, And of course,
Oh,
you
but
had
we
a
got
new
good,
character to
solid
meet.
plans.
Nice playing. See you guys again next week, same time.
Yep.
Yep.
I hope you guys have a
I
good
should
rest
be
of your
here.
week.
Yep. Y'all
I
have
get
a
a
good one.
weekend.
Catch y'all later.
Woo. Later.